for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't here for my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I won't always smoke like hookah, talking reparations. America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. I see a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get mad. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regret, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of Eric Malcolm.
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine, you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans, and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine, you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? All right, hello everyone, Grand Rising. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is a morning wake-up call. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Okay, so let's get right into it. Let's see who is in here. All right, we the people. All right, Nessie X, Laverne is in the house. Claudette. All right, Darius, I see you. Jeff ATL. Okay. I see you, OG Patrice. All right, G from the land is here. DJ Big Six. Okay, so let's get it popping. I see you, Deronda. All right, shout out to everyone tuned into the Queen. And hey, Andrew, Just Anticipate is in the house. All right. Emmanuel, we the people. Okay, so shout out to everyone in the chat and everyone tuned into the Queen. And a big shout out to my moderators for putting in work. With that all being said, let's have a brief word from my sponsor before we get started.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
Okay, so don't forget you can purchase 12 Tribes hair oil at Etsy.com. Just look for Lisa Crafts, and you can also find it at Walmart.com. She also sells a beard oil for men. Okay, so that all being said, let's get into it. So you all remember days ago, I reported to you about the 18-year-old Black man who went missing. Okay, and then his body was found days later, and he was deceased, found in a retention pond. Okay, and so with that all being said, there are some very strange things going on here, and I told you all that it seemed like his cousins were not telling the whole truth. Okay, and I feel like something sketchy has happened. So there's some more information that's come out, so we're going to get into it. And a lot of people online have questions. Okay, and there are some TikTokers who did videos. We're going to look at some of those, but also I have a video from his aunt that she posted, and so we're going to get into it. All right, so likes up, everyone, please like and share. Now, first, let's get into this updated report. Giovanni Pelletier's mom vows to never give up finding answers in a moving post. She says, I couldn't be there to protect my son. So the mother of North Carolina teen Giovanni Pelletier has shared a heartbreaking post after his death, expressing sorrow for not being able to protect him. Now, the mother of North Carolina teen Giovanni Pelletier, listen, here's the thing. For those of you who didn't see the first report, let me just brief you in because his mother let him go with some of his cousins that he never met. These were cousins on his father's side. It was three of them. They came to get him. It was like 1:30 in the morning when they came to get him. So about 20 or 30 minutes after she dropped him off, or after they came and got him, Giovanni texted her saying, Mom, help. Okay, but she was asleep because she had been up studying. And so he texts his grandfather, but everybody was asleep because of the hours of night when they left. But what was crazy to me from the beginning is the fact that basically they said that he had been smoking some Mary Jane, and they all had, and he started acting erratic and all of this, and went crazy basically and pulled out a knife, and they put him out of the car. So none of that made any sense to me, and that's what we're going to talk about also, is how the story didn't make any sense. Okay, and so anyway, so the mother of North Carolina teen Giovanni Pelletier has shared a heartbreaking post after his death, expressing her sorrow and basically saying that she felt bad that she couldn't protect him. Now, he was recently found dead after going missing on Saturday, August the 9th. A decomposing body was found near the area where he was last seen. Okay, so his family confirmed to ABC 11 and on social media that the body indeed belonged to the teenager. But Manatee County Sheriff Rick Wells told the New York Post on Monday that an autopsy failed to make a positive identification. And I want you all to pay attention too, because there's some sketchy stuff, in my opinion, going on with the police as well. Okay, so in a Facebook post, the teen's mother, Bridget Pelletier, wrote saying, my heart will continue to ache every day for the rest of my life because I couldn't be there to protect my son. I will blame myself, and without the need for commentary or opinions of others who don't even know us. Please stop spreading misinformation about my baby and just let our family try to get through this. I can't put into words the depth of the gratitude that we feel for the family, friends, and community that doesn't even know our family. I'm using everything that I have left in my soul to continue to fight for Giovanni, and I hope everyone knows that this fight can't be done alone. Giovanni didn't deserve this, and I promise you, baby, that mama will never give up finding answers for you. Okay, this is very sad. Let me just share her post on the screen. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. And the mother is blaming herself right about now because she didn't get the phone call or the text. He also tried to FaceTime her, supposedly. That's a picture of him and his mom right there. Okay, and that's the post. Now, but here's what I find interesting. So Manatee County Sheriff previously said that no foul play. Okay, now they may have done a preliminary autopsy, but they hadn't done a conclusive autopsy, the final report. So why would the sheriff be so quick to say there was no foul play? Okay, so there was no foul play or trauma that was found during the autopsy, and that the cause and manner of death are pending toxicology. Now, the family, however, has indicated that they believe foul play is involved, and they said they want the FBI to investigate his death. So a change.org petition seeking justice for Pelletier says the clock is ticking. Evidence degrades, memories fade, and the trail grows colder with each passing day. We demand an immediate, thorough, and transparent investigation with FBI involvement to ensure justice for Giovanni and safety for our communities. His life mattered. His story matters. And the public must act now to demand truth, accountability, and justice. Now, there's a GoFundMe that raised more than $30,000 as the family was seeking justice. And also, they were actually offering a reward when he first went missing. I think it was $5,000, and then they upped it to $10,000. Now, Giovanni's family has maintained that the circumstances around his death are suspicious and want the FBI to get involved. So, with that all being said, let's talk about what they also found out. And here's another thing. The Manatee County Sheriff Rick Wells told the New York Post that an autopsy failed to make a positive identification due to the advanced state of decomposition. The sheriff added that no foul play. But here's the thing also I want you all to pay attention to. You know, when they said they found him, I just assumed, and probably maybe you all did as well, most people likely did, that the police found his body. Do you all know the police didn't even help them search? The family said they had to search themselves, and they supposedly hired a private investigator. And so the mother, his mother, Bridget Pelletier, she actually, it was her, one of her good friends, I think it was her best friend, that found his body. And I want you all to think about that. Now the police want to come out trying to make statements and all of that when they didn't even want to help these people. And also come to find out that they lied when they said there was no evidence of foul play or trauma. Okay, because again, I told you all, if the full autopsy report has not been completed, how could they be so quick to say no evidence of foul play? But supposedly that's not even true. Okay, that is not even true. So sitting up here lying, didn't want to help these people. I just have so many questions. Okay, I'm going to go to his mother's post. So this is what the mother said. Now she posted this from Giovanni's page. It looks like, I am so mad right now. I just spoke with the medical examiner's director of operations, David Winterhalter, and he said they never, and never's in all caps, they never stated there was no foul play. The only statement that there was, that there was no obvious signs of trauma, but that he was so badly decomposed, some of that evidence likely can't be preserved. The Manatee Sheriff Department is doing damage control, and we won't let them get away with this. I'm making a post to have everyone send an email or call the governor or to get him to oversee this investigation and bring in the FBI. Now, do you all hear this? Now, the question is, why would the Manatee County Sheriff's Department be sitting up here lying? Why would they be saying so quickly there's no evidence of foul play? That's not what the medical examiner said. Okay, after they did the preliminary autopsy. So why would they say that? Just like she said, they're doing damage control. Okay. And also, like I said, they basically didn't even want to lend a hand to help them. Now, this is another post she made from her account. It says, my son was recently found after a desperate search by our family alone. And we are still facing, mind you, alone, because she's letting you know the police didn't help. And we are still facing an active investigation into his death. I'm living every parent's worst nightmare, trying to find the strength to give him the goodbye he deserves. We ask that you please respect our privacy at this time as we try to navigate this for his 4 younger siblings. And then this is something that his uncle posted. His uncle said, the mom went out there and found his backpack and phone. I'm wondering, when was it that she went out there, and can they verify it was him who actually called and where her phone pinged? I find it odd that he came with the mom and stepdad, but when he couldn't reach his mom, he didn't try and call the stepdad's phone. The theory with the cousins is definitely questionable as well, but I feel like something else is up. Okay, so now here's the thing. Something really strange is going on here, because when they found him, his backpack was not too far away from him, but it wasn't right there with him. And in the backpack was his cell phone. Now, which I find that strange, because according to the cousins, he started acting erratic. They said he pulled out a knife, and then, they had put him out of the car on the side of the road and all of that. And they said he left walking, and they drove away to go on about their business. They didn't really try to call the mother until like 30 or 40 minutes later, supposedly. But the thing is, if Giovanni was in the car texting his mom, help, then when he got out of the car, don't you think that he would have still been on his phone? That he would have immediately, once he got away from them, if what they're saying was to be true, wouldn't it seem that he would have called his mother immediately, kept calling, rather than texting? Now, in my opinion, if someone is texting saying help rather than calling, that means that they're likely somewhere around someone or some people to where they can't talk. Okay, so now they're trying to sneak and send a text. So if that were the case, then when he got out of the car, why wouldn't he just call his mom, call his stepdad, just keep calling back to back to back, or even call 911. Why would his phone be in his backpack? That makes absolutely no sense. If you're out there in the dark of night, walking by yourself in a place that you're unfamiliar with, and you got kicked out on the side of the road, you would definitely be using your phone. It wouldn't be in your backpack. So now what it makes me wonder is this. Is he the one that even texted his mother? Because I'm just wondering if they did something to Giovanni, dumped his body, and then they took his phone and typed "mom help" and then put the phone in his backpack and left. Okay. Now that might sound crazy, but I'm thinking that what if they wanted it to look like he was calling for help after they put him out of the car? So that would take the heat off of them. Do y'all think that sounds crazy? I just have a whole lot of questions. Because why is that phone in the backpack? Because if he typed "mom help," that means he would have had the phone himself. But then who put his phone in the backpack and took the backpack some distance away from his body? It would seem that the backpack and the phone would have been right there where he was. Okay. That crazy bitch Eric said, that's a thought though, Queen. Okay. I'm just saying. Okay. Pretty Wing said it's plausible. Okay. I mean, you never know. And then I believe the way they found him was because they were able to like trace his phone. You know how you have Find My Phone or whatever? They probably used that. So I don't, and here's another thing that makes me think that perhaps the cousins are the ones that sent the text, because the cousins obviously had the mom's phone number. Okay. Well, of course, it would have been in his phone, but also because they supposedly called her later, about 40 minutes later. But another thing that makes me think that maybe they're the ones who actually text her is because the next person that was text was the grandfather, which I would have thought that if you're calling your mom and you can't get in touch with her, she's not answering, that the next person to call would be the stepdad, because they live together. You just left their house. Both of them were together. So if you can't get in touch with the mom, I would have thought he would call the stepdad or text him. But no calls were made to the stepdad, only to the grandfather. And if it were the cousins, you know, that's why it would seem like more likely than not that they would get in touch with the grandfather. Okay, because that was their grandfather. Okay, that was called the cousin's grandfather. All right. So I'm just saying this is all very sketchy. All right. Thank you, beloved. Said great analysis. Thank you. So I just have a whole lot of questions. And so with that all being said, let's go to what the aunt said. I'm going to share my screen. Now, this is what the aunt posted in a TikTok video.
So you're telling me my nephew's missing and we get a jeans video from Brevard County Sheriff's Office? Because that's going to help find my nephew. And not to mention that most news sources and things aren't getting the coverage of, he sent a text to my sister saying, help me. Not only did he send a text message to one person, he sent it to my sister, my sister's other sister, and my sister's father. So Gio sent it to his mother, his grandfather, and his other aunt. No one's just going to send text messages saying, help me.
Hold on, guys. Now, I didn't listen to this video. I literally just found this morning. So she's saying that he sent text messages to all these other people. So maybe he did send it, but I still find it interesting that he didn't text his stepfather. But let's continue.
That's just, it doesn't work like that. And then they just go missing and then, oh, he's a runaway. Like, we just want him home. And another thing that people are, I know that have some concerns about, they keep asking, why are we searching in MIMS? Why Brevard County if he was over here? Because they are from MIMS in Brevard County, and we are trying to cover the area. We are trying to cover all possibilities. We are trying to get, if it was your kid, you would be ripping up the ground. You would be tearing apart buildings. I mean, seriously, there's no questioning why we're doing what we're doing. We're looking every single where and every possibility, because no second needs to be wasted. Our family is grateful and thankful for everybody who, between drones, dogs, taking the time off of work just to come over here, people leaving states to come over here, people doing everything and absolutely that they can, donating water, snacks, passing them out. I mean, every single thing, news coverage, you just sharing this story, you just getting his face out there, that is literally, you are a part of the help. So my family is grateful, and we thank absolutely everyone.
Okay, so yes, they did have help from the community, but the police were just being lackluster. And and she mentioned that he's not a runaway, because that's what the police usually say when something like this happens. But running away from where? Okay, he was a grown man. I mean, he was 18. What are they talking about running away? That doesn't even make any sense. Okay, so now here's the thing. This is a video of the family when they finally spoke out. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share.
New details in the death investigation after a teen disappeared on vacation here in Florida. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office, though, still trying to figure out what happened to Giovanni Pelletier.
His body was found in a pond on Friday after getting out of his cousin's car on the side of a highway. Fox 35's Esther Bauer hears from his family, who wants the FBI to get involved.
Multiple law enforcement agencies across the state were involved in this missing person search, including the Brevard Sheriff. While the young man was not found here in Central Florida, he has ties to the community, and his family is pushing for more answers. 18-year-old Giovanni Pelletier went on vacation and vanished.
People don't just end up missing. Something happened to them.
His body was recovered in a pond at the intersection of I-75 and State Road 70 in Manatee County on Friday, a week after he disappeared.
We got the worst news in the world, and we want answers. We want to know what happened. We want justice to be served.
Investigators in Charlotte County initially said Giovanni was headed to Brevard County with his cousins. Those cousins told deputies he began to act erratically and got out of the car near State Road 70 in Manatee County around 1:30 in the morning on August 1st. His family says he sent a text to his mom saying, "Help me," and wasn't heard from since.
If a 1 mile search would have been done thoroughly, there would have been a potential to figure out what happened to him.
Giovanni's cousin, Morgan Hole, says their fight for answers is far from over.
We want this investigation to be completely thorough. We don't want anything missed. We don't feel failed, but we're disappointed. We're super disappointed in the presence that we didn't get what we thought we deserved for our cousin.
They want new eyes on his case.
To get the FBI to take over.
The Manatee County Sheriff's Office says in a statement, a dedicated team of detectives and support personnel is using every available tool and resource to determine the events that led up to the discovery of the body. The investigation is ongoing, and we are awaiting the final results of comprehensive forensic testing. Our priority remains finding the facts and ensuring that every aspect of the case is thoroughly examined.
And at this point, none of the people Giovanni was with the night he disappeared have been named a suspect by law enforcement. Reporting in Brevard County, Esther Bauer, Fox 35 News.
Okay, that's all real crazy, because first of all, here's the thing. Now, ask yourselves, if your cousin and you got into an argument, or they were acting erratic or whatever, and they got out of the car, or you told them to get out of the car, you're just going to drive off and leave them in the middle of the night by themselves? And they're acting erratic because specifically if they've been smoking something that you gave them, you're just going to leave them there. You're not going to try to call their mom. Here's the thing. Why? And then, I know what y'all think about this. Why would the cousins call the mother 30 or 40 minutes after they dropped him off? Why wouldn't they call right then and there? Why would they even drive away? They could have stayed in the car. Okay, if he was acting that crazy and had a knife, which I don't believe, but even if that were true, okay, and they got him out of the car, why wouldn't they just roll the windows up, have the doors locked, and sit there to see, make sure he doesn't do anything crazy, or just, sit there to monitor him and call the mom, the dad, and everybody else they can call? Why didn't they do that? Why would you just leave him on the side of the road at night? Okay, and then you call the mom later? You could have called the mom in the first place. Hey, your son's acting crazy. Y'all need to come back and get him. We're like 30 minutes from where we picked him up. We're like 30 minutes from y'all's house. And then explain that to the mom or whatever. Why didn't they do any of that? That's real crazy. And then another thing is the grandfather was saying something about there was an altercation or there was some type of incident or whatever. So who told the grandfather that? Likely one of the cousins. Okay. And so when did they call the grandfather and give him this information? And or why didn't they call the grandfather? If they called the mother and she didn't answer, why didn't they call their grandfather? Why didn't they do anything other than leave him on the side of the road? This all sounds real sketchy. I think they definitely did something to him. And you know what? Whatever they did to him seems like it was planned. Now, remember, the father, as I reported to you all days ago, the father's in jail. The real father, the biological father, he's in prison, supposedly. But when he found out that Giovanni was going to visit these cousins, he told the mother that he didn't want him hanging out with them. He didn't want him going with them. Okay, but you know, Giovanni's grown, he's an adult, so maybe he just wanted to hang out with them anyway. But don't you think it's kind of sketchy that they came to get him so late at night and to drive a 3-hour drive or whatever to where they lived? And then, you know, it seems like they had planned something, because you mean to tell me this all happens and within 20 to 30 minutes of Giovanni leaving the house, he's now texting his mother asking for help. And even if they were smoking something, Mary Jane, supposedly, would you be acting erratic that quick? Okay, would you even have gotten a buzz that quick? Okay, how long could they have been smoking? Not long, because 20 or 30 minutes later, and he's already asking for help. So that means that something happened almost as soon as he got in the car with them. Okay, so this all sounds real crazy, like I said, but let's go to this next video. Likes up, everyone, please like and share.
I'm your Brevard County community correspondent, James Sparvero. Even after finding his body, a family still has many unanswered questions about what really happened to an 18-year-old who went missing on his Florida vacation. Giovanni Pelletier's family is meeting us here in this pavilion at Fox Lake Park in Titusville. Another cousin who I've met in my reporting, Morgan Hall.
I am devastated that we had to be the ones to bring Giovanni home.
She wants to address the developments since this past weekend.
We believe every person missing deserves immediate, thorough action and resources.
She says they found Gio's body very close to where he was last seen. Because it took over a week, now she says his body has decomposed, and it will take several more weeks to identify his cause of death.
So if a 1 mile search would have been done thoroughly, there would have been a potential to figure out what happened to him.
A lot of those who have watched our reporting, they have questions about the people Gio was in the car with. What do you think? Our sheriff has ruled out that they've done anything wrong.
There was no evidence of any type of wrongdoing.
I personally do not know.
Now, doesn't that sound sketchy to you all? The sheriff's coming out saying there was no evidence of any type of wrongdoing. First of all, what evidence would he be looking for? Okay, first of all, and where's the knife? Did they find the knife that the cousins claimed that Giovanni pulled on them? Did they find that? Okay, I have several questions.
These boys at all, so I can't comment on their character, but I do know that I would never leave someone on the side of the road. Everyone knows something is wrong with the story. Nothing makes sense to anyone, and everyone sees a kind-hearted young boy.
And Morgan, it seems clear your family's not going to rest until you get some answers.
No, it's not over at all.
Next, the family is asking the FBI to investigate. That's the hope of this change.org petition. The initial investigator of this story, the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office, offered their condolences when they wrote this new email to me. What this family has been through is nothing short of earth-shattering. Quite literally, their world was torn apart, and they desperately want and deserve answers. Our hearts go out to them, and our team continues to investigate to find those answers for them. In Brevard County.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you about something. The police need to sit down somewhere. You see how they gave that little heartfelt statement as though they're so concerned. We are doing the best that we can do. We're going to continue to investigate. Yeah, you're going to investigate now, so you say. But when they were asking for help, the police didn't want to do anything. It was the police department, in fact, told them that because he was in some county, I guess they had crossed the state line or whatever, that they weren't going to help them look. That's what one of the police departments told them. Okay. That's what they did. And they had to go out there, boots on the ground, and search themselves. Can you imagine the horror when the mother's own best friend found his body in that retention pond and then having to tell her that you found him in there? Can you imagine? And the police are not the ones who found him. Okay. That's why the family was annoyed, because some people felt like the police, and then the police had the nerve to come out days later after the family found him. Okay. And then acting like they were so concerned. I want y'all to pay attention. Another thing, too, this other side of his family, they're not white. These people are black. These people are black, come to find out. I thought they were white as well, because the mother, she's like white and Hispanic, they say. That's what they're saying on TikTok. And so when I looked at her, I thought maybe she was like biracial. She looked like she was kind of mixed to me on those first pictures. But they said she's Latina and white, I do believe. Now, the husband, she has a husband who's the stepfather. Now, I wasn't sure if that was him or the father in the pictures with her and Giovanni. But nonetheless, the other side of the family looks like me. Okay. That's what they're now saying. Okay. Somebody says, I can't tell. I know, right? You couldn't really tell. Is that Night Rider? I don't have my glasses on, beloved. But so anyway, Robert said Puerto Rican, okay? So anyway, let's continue, because I'm going to go next. Hold on. Here's another article. Hold on. Let me see what they're talking about. And then we're going to go to some of these TikTok videos. They're saying that nothing is making sense. Okay, so they say, even after finding his body, no one seems to know what really happened to an 18-year-old who went missing on a Florida vacation. Now, on August 1st, Giovanni Pelletier's family said he was on the West Coast when he got a ride with two cousins that he never met and a third man. That's the thing I forgot to tell you all. So this third person, this person's a whole convict, has a criminal history, and he's not related to Giovanni. Okay, he's not related to Giovanni. Now, I saw someone who did a video on this, and when they were talking about this person who wasn't related to him that was in the car, they were showing a video of a white man. They were showing a video of a white man, and he's holding up signs or whatever, like that Illuminati type sign, like the horns. So I don't know if that's the person that was in the car. I'm assuming it was, because they were showing this video of him while they were talking about that segment of the story. Okay. So anyway, with that all being said, maybe I'll pull up their video and show it to you all later. But nonetheless, this person has a criminal history. Okay. And he was not related to him. So I don't know if he's the one that did something or whatever, and the rest of them just helped. I don't know. So anyway, goes on to say that he caught a ride with two cousins that he never met and a third man headed to Brevard County. Okay. But Pelletier never made it with them. Now, the other three people in the car said Pelletier was acting erratically and got out. So they drove to Mims without him instead of calling his mom or anybody else. Okay. Right then and there. So last Friday, Sheriff Wayne Ivey said those three had consistent stories and weren't in trouble. Yeah. That's what they said. They had consistent stories. Who cares if they had consistent stories? They could have all sat there and gotten their story together. Okay, but the sheriff thinks the story makes sense. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, what kind of police work is this? You're not asking them as a sheriff. You're not interrogating them and asking them, say, well, why did y'all call 30 minutes later? Why did y'all wait to call his mom? Why would y'all just leave him on the side of the road? It was in the dark of night. Y'all didn't think something could happen to him? You know, I'm just sorry. This doesn't make any sense. So then on Saturday, the family search party discovered the body in a Manatee County retention pond within just a half mile of where Pelletier's backpack and phone were found. Pelletier's final text said, asked his mom for help. Tuesday, the family met reporters at Fox Lake Park in Titusville to address these new developments, saying that I am devastated that we had to be the ones to bring Giovanni home. That's what his cousin Morgan Hull said. Can you imagine? They found him and they had to do all this. We believe every person missing deserves immediate, thorough action and resources. Okay, police officers. So because it took over a week, Hull said that Pelletier's body was badly decomposed, and it will take several more weeks to identify his cause of death. So if a one-mile search would have been done thoroughly, there would have been a potential to figure out what happened to him. Now, Brevard County Community Correspondent James Sparvero asked Hull if she's suspicious of the three who were in the car with Pelletier, who Ivy said had no evidence of any wrongdoing. So they said, I personally do not know the boys at all. Okay, so I can't comment on their character, but I do know that I would never leave someone on the side of the road. Okay, everyone knows something is wrong with the story. Nothing makes sense to anyone, and everyone sees a kind-hearted young boy. Exactly. Okay, because this is all crazy. Yeah, it's not making any sense. Okay, so anyway, with that all being said, hold on. And by the way, the lady that you all saw speaking at the press conference, that was obviously his cousin. Okay, that was his cousin, Morgan Hull, the one that was saying that he was kind-hearted and all of that. Okay. And so anyway, it goes on to say the initial investigator of this story, the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office, offered their condolences when Community Affairs Supervisor Chris Hall wrote a new email to Sparvero. Okay, and that's when they responded with an email. But they didn't want to help search, though. Are they really sorry? Of course they're not. They don't give a crap. Okay? And that's what I always tell you all. When it comes to Black people coming up missing, do they really give the resources to help try to find our people? No, they don't. They don't give a darn. And the only reason they came out and issued that statement is because now that the story spread, thanks to TikTokers and other content creators like on YouTube or wherever spreading the story, okay, because it's not really getting a lot of media coverage, okay, this should be like national news, okay? This should be like national news, just like when Gabby Petito, whatever her name was, just like when she was missing, remember how she dominated the news coverage, but sadly, at the same time she was missing, so was Jalen, what was the young man's name? The guy that was in school to be a doctor. He's 25 years old. Jalen. You all remember that? Oh, Jelani Day. That's his name. So he was missing the same time, but you really rarely heard anything about him. Okay, because that's how this always goes. Ladybug said this police department is trying to save face. Of course they are. At this point, that's exactly what they're trying to do. Okay, so now with that all being said, I'm going to go to a couple of these TikToks. And then we have to talk about Sha'Carri Richardson. We have to talk about Sha'Carri Richardson because some of these people is out here making excuses for her, and I'm not here for it because, first of all, well, we're going to get into that, okay? We're going to get into that. Likes up, everyone, please. Don't forget to like and share. Thank you in advance.
Why did Giovanni Pelletier not call the police is what many of people has been acting. They said that he's an adult. He knows how to call the police. So why did he not call the police if he was in so much danger? I'll tell you why. They said that he went to go visit 3 cousins to meet up with 3 of his cousins. While he was unable to see his father who is incarcerated, he made plans to see 3 of his cousins on that side of the family. So if there was 3 people in the car with Giovanni, that would mean that somebody had to be in the back seat with Giovanni and 2 people was riding in the front seat. So therefore, if he would have dialed 911, it automatically would have sent the red flag to that person that's in the back seat with him. But by him being smart, was what I feel like he was being very smart by trying to contact his family. Only people that's inside of his family, because if he's contacting people in his family, it's not going to look suspicious. If he's clicking on their names and he's sending them messages and such like that, it's only going to look like he might be sending them messages seeming like he's excited and such like that to be with his cousins. To me, that shows intelligence. But another thing that I want to let everybody know, in case people did not know, the same thing that Giovanni might not have knew. You can text 911 if you need help, everybody. So you can send them a text message, everybody, and put in the report that you need to put in through a text message. And this is for anybody that does not know, because it seems like Giovanni may not have known this. And if he would have known this, it may have saved his life. So I want to put this information in there too. But the thing is, He obviously had to be in some type of situation where he felt like it would not have been smart for him to try to call the police or the dial 911 at all, but he knew that he needed to try to find some help, some way, somehow, and if he was able to even get a hold of a relative, they would have been able to probably get him out of that situation, and or he might have been able to keep them on the phone talking to him for a long time, to whereas he might have would have been able to get in a place where there's a lot of lights and such like that, hopped out of the car, whatever he may have had to do to be able to stay safe in that situation. He felt like he had a better chance that way, and I truly feel like he was being smart that way. The only thing is he couldn't reach anybody. This truly seems like this was set up by them from the beginning, because they say that he was only with them for about 20 minutes before he even started sending those text messages and everything, because things was not right from the jump, and he felt that, and as soon as he seen the opportunity where he could try to send out an SOS or call for an SOS, he tried to do that. I'm not buying the whole story that he had started acting erratic and he had pulled out a blade. I'm not buying all of that, because people these days, they don't pull out their phones and record that, especially with 3 people in the car, 1 person in the back seat, 2 people in the front seat. And you mean to tell me he was able to pull this out, but he didn't use it on anybody, and he was just okay with being put out in the middle of the night right there where he doesn't know where he's at or how he's going to get home, and he already knew he couldn't get a hold of nobody on the phone? No, I would think that Giovanni used intelligence enough to be able to reach out to his family rather than making the decision to try to call 911 and ended up being calling 911. I don't feel like he would act in such a way that he would try to do something that would put him in a position where he would be in even more harm's way when he knew he was already in harm's way. You know what I mean? I'm hearing that his mom has put out a petition to try to get the FBI involved. And if y'all can, everybody, look up that petition. Try to sign that petition, everybody, to try to get the FBI involved, because it's seeming like something's funny's going on here. They don't seem like they really want to investigate this. I'm also hearing that his mom had to do the investigation basically herself, and she's the one that was able to find Giovanni. And if it wasn't for her pinging his cell phone to the last location and finding his bag and the cell phone inside of the bag, they would have never found Giovanni still to this day, and would have still been out searching for him. And I heard that the police won't even help search for him, that the mom and other people had to help the mom to be able to find Giovanni. So I'm truly hoping that they're not going to just sweep this underneath the rug, and they're truly going to do a thorough search to truly find out what happened to Giovanni, because him and his family deserve justice, and those cousins need to be held accountable, because they got something to do with something, and otherwise they wouldn't have no reason to lie.
I absolutely agree with everything he said. Okay. Now, with that all been said, like I told you guys, there is a guy that this young lady was showing in her video. I don't know where she got this video from, maybe from his social media, but I'm not sure if this is the third person who was in the car, but I'm going to show you guys, and so you all can tell me what you think. Now, I'm going to use an overlay because I don't have permission to use her video, but her name is Shanitra Speaks. Okay, so shout out to Shanitra Speaks. Hold on just a second. Okay, there we go.
Getting in the car, Giovanni would send 2 text messages to his mom, including a brief message.
Hold on, let me go back just a little bit.
The man in the car was not related to Giovanni and had a lengthy criminal record, and the other 2 men in the vehicle are allegedly considered to be persons of interest. Now, within 30 minutes of getting in the car, Giovanni would send 2 text messages to his mom, including a brief message, "Mom, help." The men would later claim Giovanni had smoked weed and was acting erratically, but his mom's side of the family has consistently debunked those claims on social media and in news interviews, saying it was not his normal behavior. Now, after the altercation that happened in the car, which many are still unclear exactly what happened, the men in the car alleged that Giovanni pulled out a knife. They were able to get the knife away from him, and then Giovanni took off running.
Okay, now this is according to the preliminary ruling of the District 12 Medical Examiner's Office in Sarasota, Florida, there were no signs of foul play found during the autopsy.
Quickly debunk those claims.
Now, this is the part right here that I told you all the police put out, and the mom said they were trying to do damage control because remember, the medical examiner said that they did not say that. Okay, I think this is a social media
It
post.
is
On August the 1st. Okay, no, that's something else. Hold on. She had a couple of social media posts. Okay, this right here, that's Giovanni's mom and Giovanni with his mom and grandmom right there. Okay, so I'm going to read this because this looks like a social media post from one of the family members. It says, y'all show up after he dies. I think this is what she's saying to the police. She says, y'all show up after he dies. Hold on, I'm multitasking. Okay, y'all show up after he dies, days after. How dare y'all go on the news and act like you cared about my grandson? No law officials ever came on the highway, not one. Then Brevard County Sheriff Ivy, all you did is lie, and lie. Our family found my grandson. So obviously the cops was trying to take the credit for it, like I told you guys, because that's what everybody was thinking when they first found his body, that the police are the ones who found it. But no, they didn't even help. So are they in jail? Are they in jail? Yet let me guess, not enough evidence. I guess that God is in this because my faith is bigger than my fear. I fear the fact y'all go on TV. You never came to the scene where his backpack was. He was right across the street. No law, no investigators. No one cared till he got found deceased. This is ludicrous. I pray for y'all and any other families that have this happen. No drones, no dogs, not ones, no helicopters. I'll show you my live 360. I was on 75 looking for my firstborn grandson for hours. Went to gas stations, had an epileptic seizure, and was on the vent for 2 days. I would die trying and almost did. Y'all never came out. Don't worry. God knows and sees all and lack of as well. I am very sick to my stomach. Y'all have the audacity to act like you searched. That's a lie. I have a lot of family members for days with live 360. Where's y'all officials, detectives, investigators? This will not just go away. This is a tight-knit, strong, very loving family, and I will die making sure my grandson gets justice. God says I have to forgive these 3 men that murdered my grandson. I'm working on that as we speak because God says we have to for him. I forgive us. We have to for him to forgive us. I'm absolutely fed up. Okay, so y'all hear that? Out there trying to take the credit and didn't do anything. Here's another post. Says, I'm wrong. Everybody going through ish life. Life is so effing crazy. Free my big brother. Rest in peace to my nephew. We love you, boy. And this is Giovanni's paternal aunt, which she posted after he died. Now, this is the aunt on the father's side. This is the uncle on the father's side. That's how I know these people are black. Okay. And she did a good job of getting this information. Shanitra did because she obviously got this from their social medias, as you can see. Says the mom, now this is what he says. The mom went out there and found his backpack and phone. Okay, this is the same one I read you all. And this is that same uncle. This is a picture of him with Giovanni when Giovanni was young. Okay. That's the one I showed you all right there. Hold on, there's another post I'm trying to get to. Why isn't Manatee County Sheriff's Office doing a press conference, public statement, or anything about Giovanni during the search for him when he was found? Or now they are investigating his disappearance and death. It's like none of this ever happened and a child, young adult, never lost his life. Here in Central Florida, the Orange County Sheriff's Office, Osceola Sheriff's Office, Polk County Sheriff's Office, Volusia, Seminole, Lake, etc. all do continued updates with the community on the important crimes being investigated. And we know they do because Polk County Sheriff is Grady Judd. And so, I always see him doing updates. I've reported on him. Has anyone else been wondering about this too? Because we haven't heard a peep from any of these. Okay. So Somebody else says, yes, I said the exact same thing. Is there a police connection to the cousins and their criminal friend? Just makes zero sense. And then someone else says, it might be strategic if they're about to make a move and want the suspects to have time to incriminate themselves. Honey, sadly, that's not what they're doing. Okay, they just don't give a darn. Okay, that's what that is. They just don't give a darn. Okay, I read you all this post. That's the one his mother said about her gratitude and all that stuff. Trying to see if she has any other information on here. Okay, so anyway, with that all being said, very strange things going on. Sorry, you guys. I was talking to Reno, asking him to get the door for me. Somebody's at the door. Okay, so anyway, hold on for a second.
Cousins did something to Giovanni. They killed that boy. I don't believe a lick of what they saying. Don't shit what they saying makes sense. I can't even imagine how the mom feel. Not only waking up in the morning to your son missing and finding his body in a pond, you check your phone and see missing text messages, missing FaceTimes, him texting you help me, but you were asleep, so you didn't see it. I hope she doesn't blame herself. And I know she is, but it is not her fault. And my prayers are with her and the family. The cousins for sure did something to that little boy. If y'all don't know, Giovanni, him, his mom and stepdad, took a trip down to Florida. His dad is incarcerated. He wanted to meet some family on his pop's side. He got in touch with some cousins. Never met them before. He planned on linking them. I don't know where in Florida they stayed. Something called Nims. They drove 3 hours from their crib to come pick Giovanni up. Mind you, they never met before. 25 minutes into the trip back, he texts his mom, his auntie, and his grandfather. Help me. Help me. FaceTiming his mama. They all happened to be asleep. Nobody answered. They found his body the following day in a pond. The cousins are allegedly saying that on the way there, they was smoking. He got paranoid, started to flip out and put out a blade. They said he asked to get out the car, so they just left him there on the side of the road. I don't believe shit they said. Don't none of that shit make sense. Regardless if it happened to be slightly true, he has never been here before. He doesn't know nobody. He barely know y'all. That's supposed to be y'all family. And y'all left him on the side of the road allegedly? Mind you, this is all at 1:30 a.m. Y'all just left him stranded in the road in Florida, 2 a.m. in the morning. Just said bye, drove off. Y'all lying. I know y'all lying. Them niggas hiding something. I genuinely feel from the bottom of my heart for the mother. And the rest of the family, pain she probably living with is unbearable. Knowing your baby tried to text you and reach out to you because he was scared that you was asleep. That's not her fault. And damn, this whole situation is fucked up. You know how I know the cousins is in on that shit? Mind you, they interviewed the pops who was incarcerated and related to the cousins. He himself said there's no way in hell he would let them hang out with his cousins. He would not approve of his son hanging out with them niggas. That's how you know they did some fuck ass shit. And I pray the family get justice.
Told you, his own father. Those are his relatives, and he didn't even want him hanging out with them. Okay, so let's go to this next video. Likes up, everyone, please. Don't forget to like and share. Thank you in advance.
Man, I hate having to do videos like this, but RIP to the young boy, Giovanni Pelletier. I hope I'm saying his name right. I'm going to put it up. But why is nobody talking? I hear everybody talking about, yeah, he was calling his mom and he tried to FaceTime and all that, but why are we not like, yo, why did they not arrest these cousins, his so-called cousins of his yet? We know that they did something to him. And there is no investigation needed, none of that. That boy went with his family, even though his pops was not really okay with him going because the pops is white, he was incarcerated. He probably know what type of time that his family be on, right? And I know that the family didn't want him to go, but he wanted to go and reconnect with his cousins and all that. That's the naivety of him and poor raising on the family to not give him certain awareness. They try to raise that little black kid white, and he don't realize the dangers that he in.
Okay, so he's basically saying the same thing. Now, here's the thing. You heard him say the father is white because that's the narrative that was out there first. That's why I thought the father was white too. The guy that was on the picture looked white. I don't know if that was the father or the stepfather, but clearly from looking at the other side of the family and their social media posts, they're Black. Okay, so with that all being said, let's go to this next video. This is a video or a post that his girlfriend put up, and I muted the sound because there's a sad song playing in the background. I don't want copyright issues. This is him and his girlfriend. Okay, so still no answers. Like I said, still no answers. And the police, I don't understand why the police just didn't even want to lift a finger. Okay, they tried to make it as if, and this guy right here, now this guy right here, he seems to blame the mother and the stepfather. I want you all to hear what he's talking about because, well, he's not really like going in on them or anything, but he's saying it was poor judgment in his opinion.
That the body found in that retention pond down in Florida was that of 18-year-old Giovanni Pelletier. I want to first say my condolences are certainly out for the entire family, and rest in peace, young guy, Giovanni. But I have to say some things, folks. After learning some additional information, because I've been focusing on this story for the past 48 hours. So it's been learned that those three cousins, I don't think all three were cousins. So from my understanding, one was a cousin and he had two friends with him. So one was a cousin, two friends with him. And I think their names were Latrell, Leandre, and Jalen, right? Okay, so those are the three cousins. Also, we learned that the father,
he's mistaken. It was two cousins and one friend. And clearly the one named Jalen was likely that dude, that white dude that I just showed you all the video of. But let's continue.
who's incarcerated, had either sent a message or commented, I'm not sure if it was after the fact or before, that he didn't really want his son hanging around those particular cousins. So with that said, folks, there's some things I just want to say. I'm going to have to say the hard part out loud. So before we even get to any of this, I have to go back to the night of August 1st, when his parents allowed him to leave. I'm sorry to say, but it was absolutely poor judgment. And I'm not saying this, I'm not trying to play Monday morning quarterback looking in hindsight. I'm saying this before, because you did not know any of those cousins, so-called cousins, at all. And trust me, I understand, I hear things about the parent had studied for an exam, had fallen asleep. I'm sorry, it's still so upsetting. It's still so upsetting to me. But you did not know neither of those three guys who came to pick up your son. This shows poor judgment. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it. It shows poor judgment to begin with. And some of you have said to me, well, Rodney, he's 18 years old. What? He is 18 years old. Yes, he is 18 years old, but he lives in my house. And we, nor my son, the 18-year-old, met any of these people. And a red flag should have been coming at 1 o'clock and 1:30 in the morning. There should have been a red flag, period. That was poor judgment to allow this boy to leave the house. And yes, I could have stopped him. Yes, I could have stopped him. By the way, there's no talk about there was any back and forth about him leaving the house, and he just got mad and left. So it seems quite apparent that it was just okay for him to get in the car at 1:30 and leave. And then 20 minutes later, 20 to 25 minutes later, the mother gets this message that she did not hear. I'm sorry. This all sounds like there was some plan. Clearly, these so-called cousins/friends, I'll say cousins, just keep it general. There was a plan to unalive this boy. There's no way to look at it. Less than 20 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes leaving the house, and the boy's pretty much disappeared unalived. Come on, folk. So I'm sorry to say, while I feel very, very sorry for the parents, but it showed poor judgment. And many of you come to my comments and say that I'm trying to victim blame the parents. You call it what you want to. Poor judgment is what it was. Period. He should never have been allowed to leave that house at 1:30 in the morning. And dad, the stepdad rather, really? Just let him pack his backpack and say, it's okay. We don't know who these people are. Just go ahead and go. Come on. Rest in peace, Giovanni. Folk, say his name, and you are more than welcome to comment and tell me what you think.
Oh, that is so sad. You know, I have to agree with what he said. I don't understand why they would allow him to go with him at 1:30 in the morning. And first of all, my concern would have been coming to pick him up at 1:30 in the morning and y'all are driving 3 hours away. I wouldn't have felt comfortable because are y'all sleepy? Did y'all get adequate rest? I don't know. You're not going to fall asleep on the road driving. So I definitely wouldn't have liked that. Okay. Even if I wasn't thinking they're going to do anything nefarious to him, I would have had concerns about the hour and the time that it was. And y'all have 3 hours to drive. Because for me, it's never a good idea to drive late at night or early in the morning before the sun comes up if you've been awake for the entire time prior. Okay. So I definitely would have had a problem with that. But here's what the sheriff said. This is a very short clip.
We have interviewed, their story is consistent throughout. Not just the three boys, but also family members.
They say there was a fight. They took the knife, and Giovanni just ran off into the dark along State Road 70 near Bradenton,
And so anyway,
abandoned with just his backpack and phone, both found tossed by the road. The family says this doesn't fit the Giovanni they know. Quiet, protective, not prone to panic. Now it's a manhunt. Giovanni's relatives travel all the way from North Carolina with ATVs, drones. They're out in the Florida heat for days, searching every inch near where he was last seen. The police seize the cousin's car, but they're not talking anymore, and stories keep changing. Family launches a massive GoFundMe, offers cash rewards, even gets dash cam requests out to truckers on the highway. 8 days, nothing. Then a relative out searching finds a badly decomposed body floating in a pond right near where Giovanni vanished. The authorities say no obvious signs of foul play, but the body's been in the water for days, and the medical examiner has to use forensics to confirm it's him.
okay, so you all heard that. At the end of the day, everybody pretty much is saying about the same thing, really. That we all have questions. Okay, it's just not making any sense whatsoever as far as I'm concerned. I don't know why this phone's ringing when I have it on Do Not Disturb. That's crazy. Okay, so anyway, prayers and condolences for Giovanni's family, friends, and loved ones. Very sad story. And then did you hear the part where she said the cousins are no longer talking? Why aren't they talking? Why aren't they talking? I would think that here's how you know they did something. Because how come the cousins and the friend that was in the car, how come they weren't out there helping the family look for him? Anybody think about that? How come the same cousins and the friend that were in the car and picked Giovanni up that night, how come they were not out there with the family and those other volunteers helping to search for him? Because they didn't give a damn. Because they're the ones that killed him. Okay, that's just what that is. Can you imagine? They don't feel the least bit responsible. That's how you know they did it. They don't have any remorse. They didn't come and give condolences to the family. Okay, they didn't come and try to help in the search, and now they're not even talking anymore. They've gone radio silent. Yeah, they did it. They absolutely did. The question is, why? Who's that guy, Jalen, that was in the car with them? I think it was all planned from day one. Okay. I don't know why they wanted to take him out, but clearly that's what it looks like. And I also believe the reason that that white guy that was in the video, that may be the Jalen that they're talking about that was in the car, because I think that's when the girl said there was a person in the car that had a lengthy criminal history and he wasn't related to him, and she showed that video of him. That had to be the guy that she's talking about. So is that why the police don't want to say anything? I just have a whole lot of questions. Okay. I just have a whole lot of questions, but I just find it interesting that they were the ones who picked him up and would be responsible, or should at least feel responsible if they cared, that now he's dead. And we let him get out of the car. We didn't call 911. We didn't try to stop him. We didn't call his mother till like 30 or 40 minutes later. We didn't tell anybody anything until after the fact. Shouldn't they feel guilty if they were innocent? Shouldn't they feel remorse? Be blaming themselves even like the mother's doing because she was asleep and didn't answer the phone? But no, and they didn't even bother to help look for him. That's how you know they did something too. That's how we all know. Okay, the sheriff can miss me with it, sitting there talking about no evidence of foul play. Well, what evidence of foul play do you need, sir? You have a dead body found in a retention pond, his backpack found like a half a mile away from him with his phone in it. You know that makes no sense, because nobody in the dark of night is going to put their phone in a backpack, sit it down, and go walking in the opposite direction or walking away from it. Nobody's going to do that, especially in a place they're not familiar with, okay, at the end of the day. So make it all make sense. And they're talking about he was erratic. Well, he couldn't have been that erratic because he had the presence of mind to text people for help. Okay. Andrew said, Queen, why is no one asking where they were going? They were supposedly going to the cousin's house. To another part of, to some part of Florida. Okay. Like a 3-hour drive. Anyway, let's talk about Sha'Carri. Like I said, prayers and condolences for his family. I hope they get justice for Giovanni. So, y'all, let's talk about Sha'Carri. Sha'Carri. Because here's the thing. Sha'Carri came out and issued an apology. And I don't think it was very genuine. That's just my opinion. I don't think it was very genuine. She seems like she didn't have any remorse to me. Now, with that all being said, I'm going to go to the footage of her arrest. Okay. And I'm going to tell you something. Here is my thing. Okay. Shout out to Badge Chronicles, because this is their video. I'm going to use an overlay. But here's the thing. To me, what Sha'Carri did after she put hands on him was even worse than her putting hands on him. Okay. And I find it interesting that so many people are making excuses for her and then saying stuff like, well, we don't know what happened before the camera started rolling, or before they were on camera. Don't go there. Do not go there. Okay. At the end of the day, Sha'Carri had no business putting her hands on him, for one. And if she's doing all of that in public, what do you think she does behind closed doors? Okay. Let's go to some of the footage. I'm not going to show her pushing him because I don't want any trouble with ScrewTube. But that's her in the airport putting the paws on him. And that's her right there pushing him again. I'm going to tell y'all like this. Sha'Carri is strong. You can look at her and tell she's strong. Like she got some power behind her. So my thing is, when she was pushing him hard as hell. She pushed him into something, okay, and like a not the wall, but it was something standing there on the side in the airport, and she shoved him into it. You could just see the power in her push. And I said, well, dang, if she's doing him like that in public in front of all these people at the airport with no shame in her game, this is probably how she looks when she's sitting at home waiting on him to come back and he's done something to tick her off. This is probably how she's sitting there looking. No cap. She's probably sitting at home waiting for him to come home like that behind closed doors when he ticks her off. Because if she did all of that right in public, okay, and I really have been rooting for Sha'Carri after the whole incident with the weed and all that stuff or whatever. But I'm not making excuses for this behavior. And especially after she acted like a whole darn Karen when she got caught. Let's get into it. Sitting there lying on him and everything, honey. This is inexcusable as far as I'm concerned. All right. As far as I'm concerned. And if the shoe were on the other foot, we already know how that would have gone. We already know how that would go. And even some of these people that went so hard in the paint on Diddy for that Cassie video, even though, of course, this what Sha'Carri did is bad. But nonetheless, these are the same people, some of them, trying to give her a pass. Nah, she's not getting a pass after what she said. Okay, not just what she did, but after what she said. So let's get into it. Likes up, everyone, please like and share.
2025 Olympic sprinter Sha'Carri Richardson was arrested at Seattle-Tacoma International Airport. And the reason
Let's skip past that.
Coming up for myself, like I said, I'm on the phone right now. I have all of my belongings, but you don't have to worry about me while I'm in the airport with him at all. I just have to get my belongings
Do you have
out.
your ID on you and boarding pass by chance?
Yeah. Do you need my ID for what? If you don't mind me asking.
Investigating a possible assault.
Assault?
That's
Oh,
what
Christian,
not
I
right here.
assaulted you.
Hey. Listen.
Chris, I assaulted you? Okay. I'm so sorry. I'm just making
It's
sure.
not him that reported it.
Oh,
One
okay.
of the TSA folks reported
Oh, one of the TSA people, because I can definitely have evidence of him assaulting me if possible.
There's cameras everywhere.
Okay.
Stop right there. Y'all heard that, what she just said? Now, they told her that TSA reported, not him. And she said, oh, TSA, okay, because I can definitely show proof of him assaulting me if possible. Girl, they just told you that man didn't tell on you. And did he assault you? Because you don't look like anybody did anything to you. And all we saw on the film was her assaulting him and him trying to walk away, just like Jonathan Majors. Now, she was clearly provoking and antagonizing him. Just imagine if even for a second, he turned around and pushed her back, or just tried to do anything to get her off of him. That was physical. They would be doing him just like they did Jonathan Majors. And that's what we all know. Okay. So these people trying to justify her bullshit can miss me with it.
But like I said, yes, I do. My name is Sha'Carri Richardson. I do have my ID. Yeah, but I will definitely leave him alone. There's nothing that I want to do with him anymore. Like I said, it was a relationship thing. I need to get my stuff out of his
Are you
bag.
guys on the same flight? Or?
We are later on in the day. Because our flight ended up getting delayed. We supposed to be leaving around this time of day, but the flight got canceled. So the flight doesn't leave until 10 p.m.-ish.
Okay.
So yeah. So if you don't mind, can I step over here so I can check my ID?
That's fine.
Awesome. Thank you. Hi, Christy. So you hear me, right? So this is the position that Christian Coleman put me into, okay? Because he's a coward, and I don't want anything to do with him at this point going forward. My name is Sha'Carri Richardson. Have no problem with letting you know who I am. Having put my hands on him. We had an argument. I will be honest about that. An argument, and that's pretty much it. The argument, pretty much, he's a liar. He lied about it.
Sitting up here lying. Now, the police already told her that there's cameras everywhere. Okay, she's sitting up here saying, I didn't put my hand on him. I didn't put my hands on him. We had an argument. I can be honest about that. Girl, you're lying, but let's continue.
A couple things that's personally, just in a relationship. I pretty much, officers can understand what a relationship is about, but he lied. He's a liar. And that was something that I kind of just grasped, and emotionally, I'm just like, bet you do your thing, but you're asking me for things that is within my possession, and for my right, I don't have to give it to you because it's in my possession. But when it came to the point that I saw that he chose to make it more about the police and things of that nature, that shows that he made a choice. So I just want to be more professional and just come professionally and let you guys know, like, hey, relationship thing, have no problem,
so
and welcome to you guys.
It's not
I'm
illegal
not
to
hiding.
argue.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Was there any type of physical assault?
No, I didn't touch him. He didn't touch me. I will be honest.
Hit him with anything?
No, I haven't hit him with
Headphones,
anything.
like
Not at all. He had headphones that were mine, and I just grabbed the headphones, but not physically. If you would like to ask me, you can ask him, but I don't want anything.
I just want to get your side.
Okay,
So
absolutely. You can ask him whatever you need to ask him. But yeah, you're a coward.
Is it Sha'Carri?
Sha'Carri.
Sha'Carri.
Thank you so much, Sha'Carri
Hey,
Richardson.
Sha'Carri. What's your phone number for you?
Not, and like I said, I don't have a problem cooperating because, like I said, it was some relationship stuff. So that's why I came up.
Do you give your boarding pass?
You guys are saying she sounds like she's under the influence and all that stuff. I'm wondering if she's talking that fast. Maybe she's nervous. Maybe she's talking like that because she's nervous. I don't know. Some people get nervous and they start turning into a whole chatterbox, especially when they're lying to try to get out of something. Okay, that's what it sounds like to me. I don't think she's on anything right now. She could be, but I don't think she is. I think she's just nervous and sitting there trying to lie.
That's my chance. Just so I can just take a photo of that. Just to
Absolutely,
document.
yes. And you can contact me whenever you need to. I'm so sorry. Excuse me. If you don't mind, I'm just
No, you're good.
No, not my boarding pass. That is Publix. Right here.
Perfect.
This is my boarding pass.
So this is the one that got delayed.
So this is, I want to say my original one, and this
That's your
one.
new one.
No, this is my original one, and this is the one that got delayed. And then the new one, I think, is in my personal one. But you can take a picture, and I'll look for you for the new one if you don't mind me.
Yeah, I
looking.
appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Absolutely. No problem, no problem, no problem.
She does sound crazy. Talking about absolutely no problem, no problem, no problem. What? She might be on something. I don't know, but or nervous or what. But here's the thing. It always gets me when people are absolutely lying to the police, but yet pretending at the same time to be so, so compliant and so helpful. Knowing they're lying their butts off, okay?
Hey, Cynthia, are you on the phone with me? Okay, yeah, the officers, they're just listening, taking my side of the story. You're on the phone, everything is just going smooth as possible. I'm looking at my boarding pass right now. I don't think I have it, but they moved my flight to 10 p.m. If you don't mind. I don't think I just physically have it, but you can take a picture. I don't mind at all.
So last year, are you heading back to Florida?
Yes. No. I'm heading to Eugene, Oregon.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I can probably find it this way.
Yeah, you can find it that way.
It's just to kind of document what's going on.
Please. Please document everything. I have no problem with you documenting anything. And I'm going to do my part so you can do your best, document everything. I would never say it. If I ever talk to him again, okay?
Hold on. Juju said, Juju, you are crazy. Juju said, trying to be so nice and jovial. Juju, no, you didn't say jovial. I am done with you.
If I ever talk to him again, you punch me in my face. I will never, ever talk to him again. I will never do it to him again. So hi, how are you doing, sir?
Well, I'm doing all right.
I'm good.
No, okay.
But I have to put that. I'm so sorry you're grabbing me right now.
Yep, you're under arrest.
I'm under arrest right now? Christian, are you serious right now?
You're
Okay.
under arrest for assault for DV.
I didn't assault him though.
We have you on video.
I literally we were having an argument. I'm not resisting, so you don't have to work harder. Christian, are you serious right now?
So man, in Washington State, he doesn't get a say in this.
But
okay?
I understand.
If an assault
We were
occurs and there's a
arguing.
domestic
But I understand
relationship
entirely.
within 4 hours,
We were
an
arguing.
arrest will be made.
Okay, I'm not gonna resist, but I'm telling you that we were arguing. I didn't assault him. I didn't do anything wrong. But the fact that you guys are doing this to me and he's the man in this situation, I'm just gonna I'm gonna comply. I am. I'm not gonna argue with you at all.
Now, I want you all to pay attention to what she just said. I didn't do anything to him, but the fact that you guys are doing this to me and he's the man in the situation, I'm going to comply. Why is she bringing up that he's the man in the situation? Well, because they mentioned that she was under arrest for assault and DV. So he's the man. So why aren't you arresting him? He's the man in the relationship. You see how she pulled a whole Karen? You all see how she pulled a whole Karen, and that's why I'm not fooling with her. Okay, that's it right there. You're trying to get a black man arrested for what you did. You're throwing him under the bus, and he's not even the one who even reported you. I want y'all to pay attention. This is dangerous. I don't fool with black women who do this kind of stuff. I don't care who they are. Okay, I want y'all to pay attention. She's acting like a whole darn Karen, but let's continue. Because it gets worse.
But you have me on camera, but at the same time, what he has on camera, I have my phone, show something different. So if I need to show that, I will.
We have your cameras all around here.
Okay, but I have my phone that shows something different.
I'm just letting you know what's going on.
Christian, thank you, Christian.
Don't talk to him right now.
Okay, I won't. Thank you so much. So are y'all gonna arrest him? I'm plan on pressing charges. Okay, I plan on pressing charges on him. Because this right here, I feel like it's completely unacceptable. We had an argument as in a relationship. And y'all didn't think to put hands on me, but y'all saw me put hands on him. So, okay. So, am I going to jail? Who's going to bail me out? Are you serious right now?
Now this fool is sitting up here with handcuffs on and then talking about, so I'm going to jail? Who's going to bail me out? Girl, how do the police know who's going to bail you out? That's for you to figure out, not them. Are you serious right now? She says, as she's wearing the gifted silver bracelets. Okay, but let's continue. This girl is a mess.
Please, can I please make a call to my family right now? Are you serious? Can I make a critique or protest for me? Are you serious, Christian? Oh my gosh, right now. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, okay. Who would I be able to call right now? Any numbers that I know? Okay, thank you so much. So when y'all let me go, can I call and start fighting on you? If possible. But because I have me on camera, y'all arrested me, correct? And y'all didn't even listen to my side of the story. Y'all just arrested me, correct? So I don't want to hear that part of the story. Because I have proof that and if everything, okay, I'm not even a real I'm not really just, I just feel like this is crazy. And y'all didn't even listen to the woman side of the story, but y'all accepted that it was on video. No, I haven't had any rights read to me at all.
Again, now she says she's bringing up the gender. She says y'all not listening to the woman's side of the story. But y'all say y'all got me on video. They are listening to her side of the story. And they know that she's a liar who lies. Okay, they know that she's a liar who lies. Right, Dorana said, Alexa, play the Backstreet Boys. Bye, bye, bye. Okay? Girl, go to jail, directly to jail, and do not collect $200.
Please don't read me right, because I feel like, do I have to stay in jail for the night? Are you telling me that? I have to go to jail for the night? Do I have money if I can bail out tonight? Can I bail out tonight? No, I have to stay in jail for the night? Are you kidding me right?
See, he's telling her she can't bail out tonight. And then she says, no. She says, can't bail out tonight. And he says, no, it's a DV. She doesn't realize how serious they look at domestic violence issues. Okay, she just doesn't even realize it, honey. But she's going to learn today.
I have to go to jail tonight. I'm not arguing. I'm just asking
All right, y'all right,
questions.
you may sound
Can I get out tomorrow?
Talk to you on Adams, name of Florida.
Okay. I'm just asking, yes. Can I just see? I'm in a domestic violent relationship. I'm in a domestic violent relationship and y'all pressure me.
Now she's sitting there lying on that young man, saying she's in a domestic violent relationship. Yeah, you are. And you're the one that's the violator. You're the one that is the abuser. Do y'all hear this? How she's sitting there lying on that black man, saying she's in a domestic violence relationship, trying to get the police to feel sorry for her and playing the victim just like a damn Karen. It is sickening to listen to. Do y'all hear this? Do y'all hear this? Oh, honey. Nessa G said she needs to shut up. She's the violent one. Exactly. But she's really willing to throw him under the bus. He has his whole career. She didn't give a darn about that. She saw how they did Jonathan Majors. She see what happened to Diddy. Okay, but she's sitting up here saying this man beat her after what she did. Oh, wow. This is just too much. Okay, this is unforgivable.
I can show you proof of me being in a domestic violent relationship. And he won't even come out here enough to help me. Do you have anything underneath this? No, I just have a bra. I just have a bra on.
You have a
Thank you.
property form?
Okay.
Yeah, I got one.
Okay. Who would I have?
Now, let me just tell you all this. So in Seattle, the law for domestic violence is a mandatory arrest. And that's usually most places, like in most states. You know, if somebody gets in a domestic dispute, sometimes they'll take both of y'all to jail. Okay, mutual combat. But usually, if the police get called for domestic violence, somebody's going to jail. And so in Seattle, it's no different. The law requires a police officer responding to a domestic violence situation or incident to make an arrest if the officer has probable cause to believe that a domestic violence offense was committed within 4 hours prior. Okay, and that's exactly what she did. And they have probable cause because they saw her on video.
I have to call to get out of jail. I just have a bra. Yeah, I admit that. Like, I don't have a bra. So what I have to call together to?
So for DD.
So I have to stay
At the
overnight?
checkpoint.
Can I just call anybody?
Yeah.
Yes, once you get
Turner. On again,
So
off
would I be
again,
able to?
boyfriend.
Because I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not lying.
Interviewed him and
I don't know my car. Letting you go ahead and say, hey, this is the number I need.
you want to take your cash with you?
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You want to take your cash with you to jail?
Yes. Can I bail myself out?
You got to see a judge first.
I have to see a judge. Like, I can't even bail myself out. Can he say that I wasn't being domestic? Like, we had an argument as a relationship. Okay, I'm not resisting. I promise you. I promise you. I don't have anything in my pocket. I'm just asking. If he says that I wasn't being domestic, y'all still are going to arrest me no matter what, correct?
Yes.
Y'all still going to arrest me. So I have to stay in jail overnight tonight because of him. And he's.
She is totally blaming him like she didn't do a darn thing wrong. This is like really getting under my skin. She said because of him. No, because of you, fool. Because of you and your actions. Okay, retired federal officer says she is very aggressive and she has chosen the wrong man. She needs someone more laid back. Now there is evidence on camera, domestic violence. No, he is laid back. He is laid back to me. He didn't put hands on her. He didn't even sit there and argue with her. You see him walking away, trying to get away from her, just like Jonathan Majors. I think he is laid back. Okay, if she had to pick somebody else, they might have laid her out or at least pushed her or done something to retaliate or been willfully giving the police information, which he didn't even want to do that. I really feel like she's not. Yeah, Pretty Wing said no accountability. Exactly. Okay, said, girl, please be quiet and wait to call your lawyer. Exactly. Why are you still talking? And then you're just lying. So anyway, beloved, I think that he is laid back. And then later he made excuses for her. We'll get to that in another later on.
Not gonna come and bail me out.
I'm gonna put your ID back in here.
Okay, I just have a question. Can I get bailed out tonight?
Not tonight.
So I have to stay in jail tonight? Are you serious right now?
Yeah, I gotta see a judge in the morning.
Please, like he can tell you that we were arguing. I'm not resisting. Please do what you gotta do. I'm not resisting. But can he tell you that we were arguing? Like, can he come here and tell you that we were arguing?
She is sounding more and more like a Karen. Now, they done told her about 3, 4, 5 times at this point, girl, you're not getting out tonight. And she steadily said, I can't get bailed out tonight. No, fool. They said you're not getting out. Girl, stop begging and pleading. Okay, take that L because you brought it on yourself. All right? That crazy bitch Eric said, do your bid, Sha'Carri. OG Patrice said she's already out of jail and has immediately released an apology. Yeah, I know. We're going to get into all that. I am so through. They said he's lucky that they're not charging. She's lucky that they're not charged with giving a false report. Exactly. And lying to the police. They could have charged her with that too if they wanted to. Durana said, well, Shawshank Redemption for you tonight. Not Shawshank Redemption.
Arguing? Like, does that help me at all? Are you serious?
That's all right, that's it.
Please, I have a question. Does that help at all that if he come out and say we were arguing? Okay, I'm not resisting, please. Nobody did that. But can he come and say that we were arguing, like we're in a relationship? We had a argument. Carrie.
Girl, you might as well give it up. Okay, Queen Sam said, with them long nails and weave, don't drop the soap, sleep with your back to the wall, and eat your bologna sandwich. Not sleep with your back to the wall.
Can he come and say that we were arguing? Like, that's what I'm asking. Like, I don't know if you're relationship. Like, I know y'all understand that. But I have to go to jail tonight. Like, even if I bail out, and if he says that he's not even out here.
We don't have any discretion about that. The judge says we have to go to jail and we have to see.
Are you serious? Like, I have work, like everything. We're in a relationship. We have arguments, and that's how y'all gonna treat me. He's not even out here. Can y'all talk to him?
Girl, that don't
I'm going to jail. Are you
Lord,
serious?
Girl, stop.
I'm not pushing. I'm not resisting. I don't have anything on.
I know. I just have to check.
I don't have anything on.
Oh, she needs to stop all the whining, and it's not going to get her anywhere because the thing is this. You have to see a judge because domestic violence is very serious. Some people lose their lives due to domestic violence. So the judge is not going to let you just bail out. You're going to have to see a judge. That's why she can't get out that same night. She has to wait to see a judge. Okay, she just doesn't seem to get it. And then she's saying, can we talk to him? It doesn't matter what he says. They're going to take somebody to jail anyway. Okay? And if they can prove who the aggressor was, and which we know it's her because they got the video, you're going to jail. Even if the person says they don't want to file charges. Okay, you're still going to jail. At least for right now. Okay? That crazy beach area said Queen started it. No, I didn't. Okay, D Major Scandal Up said it's the desperation for me. Okay, I am so done. And so Tan Yang said, hold on, let me put on my glasses so I can read this. Tanya G says, good morning, Queen and everyone. Good morning, beloved. Grand Rising. Queen, now she feeling crestfallen, anxious, fast talking, some stickers. Usually use this as a distraction, fast talking. Oh, okay. I'm disappointed in her behavior of being a black Karen. Shake my head. Yes, okay. I think you might have been slickers because she was trying to be slick. That's what it sounded like to me. And all that fast talking, yeah, she likely was trying to throw them off or just extra nervous. Bottom line is, girl, you going to jail.
You can say everything. I'm not resisting at all.
He can't come out here.
He can't come out here? Are you serious?
You guys have a chance to talk.
Are you serious, ma'am?
Girl, take your
We
poetry.
had an argument. I'm not resisting. Can y'all just talk to me as a person? I would legit leave him alone. Like, I won't go nowhere near him, please.
We don't have that discretion on this call.
I'm asking you. I haven't done anything but argue with my boyfriend.
We have you.
I had a boyfriend. We had an argument.
I understand
Where's
that.
your car?
However,
I don't have a car. I had a layover. Are you serious right now?
Stop asking them if they're serious, girl. Yes, don't you know it's serious? They done already gifted you those silver bracelets. You should have known at that point it was serious, okay? This is so annoying. Now, she's going to start crying in a minute like the Karens do.
Are you dead ass right now? And I have to stay in jail overnight for this?
you have to see a
I
judge.
can't even bail out tonight.
Correct.
Can I at least pay for bail? I cannot bail out. Can I at least take the clothes off in the back seat, please? I'm not gonna resist y'all.
Is your name Miss Richardson?
My name is Sha'Carri
Okay.
Richardson.
Do you have any weapons on you?
No, I don't have anything. You can take my hat off. I don't have anything on me.
So I'm just giving you a transport vehicle.
Can you please take these off?
Unfortunately not, ma'am.
I'm
At this
not
point,
a
you're under
criminal.
arrest. I know you're not, but
I'm
unfortunately
not a
right now
criminal.
you're
I had an
violating the
argument
law.
with my boyfriend.
Can you take a seat in the car, please?
You know what? I'm not resisting y'all. I was in the car. This is crazy. Y'all not even listening to me. I do. You want me to take it off? It's not a weapon. Like, I'm not resisting.
Take a seat,
I had to
please.
argue with my boyfriend.
How many times is she going to keep saying the same thing? And then she's talking about they're not listening. They are listening. They just know your ass is lying, girl. They're done with it.
Can y'all please just listen to me as a person? It's not Carrie.
You have to go ahead and.
It's crazy. Are you serious right now? Because I'm arguing with my boyfriend.
All of her stuff? Trespass? Talk to him. Miss Richardson. So no, one thing. One thing. I just want you to know. So they searched you out here, okay? Once we go to the jail facility, they're gonna search you again. If there's anything that they missed, it might be considered a
I don't
felony.
have anything
I just
on me
want to
but
give you
my
the
corset.
opportunity.
I'm letting you know right now. I have shoes on and my corset. I don't have
And
any
I'll
weapons
hear you out,
or
okay? I just need
anything.
you to just be calm. For me, I know
This
it's
is
a bad
not fair.
situation.
My boyfriend
I
was
wasn't
taking me to
there.
jail.
I'm just gonna try and help you
Y'all
as best I
gonna take
can.
me to jail because I argue with my
Transport, I got it. Yeah, sorry, no, I was over there dealing with the other thing. No, it's all good. All good. Property. One second, I'm gonna hear you out. I promise. Okay.
I know you are, but I'm still going to jail. So I had an argument with my boyfriend.
And
nobody's arresting him.
just a reminder, okay? I'm pretty sure they read you your Miranda rights. Okay.
So I'm not arguing. Like, I'm not saying anything opposite. Can I just bail at the jail tonight at least minimum?
You might be able to. I'm not sure what the charges. Yeah. One second.
I'm not resisting or anything.
Yes, ma'am.
I won't go anywhere near him.
Unfortunately, unfortunately, in this state, if it's anything related to a domestic violence, which I don't know what the circumstances
I
are.
understand. I know you're just doing your job with your phone. I just want to be bailed out tonight. That's all.
And there's a chance you might be able to. I don't control the bail.
Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. She's getting on my darn nerves. And here's the thing: I find it so interesting. She's talking about them not listening. No, girl, you're not listening. She's asking him questions, but she's not even listening or giving him a chance to respond because she keeps running her darn mouth. Okay, he's trying to tell her the laws of the state that she's in. She doesn't even want to hear it, honey, because he's not saying what she wants him to say. Girl, you brought this on yourself, honey. But anyway, I digress. So let's go to the little fake artist apology. Okay, likes up, everyone, please like and share. This is all a hot mess. Okay, here it is right here. I find it all so interesting. I find it all so interesting. Okay, please pay attention. Okay, so now this is her apology video. I'm gonna put an overlay because this is from TMZ. Y'all know how they get down, honey. Harvey don't be playing about his footage. Okay, so here she is with a fake bogus apology because that's all it was. She doesn't have any remorse.
Hey y'all, it's Sha'Carri, and more than anything, definitely a lot of self-reflection, a lot of understanding of not only putting myself in a compromised situation, but somebody that I have a deep care and appreciation for as well is something that holding myself accountable. I see myself, I'm taking this time to not only see myself, but get myself a certain level of help that overall is going to reflect who I truly am in my heart and my spirit, and not allowing this moment, but accepting this moment to be more. And so my only thing is I want to be more, not even just for myself, for my family, for my fans, and overly appreciate y'all supporting me and showing up and even holding me accountable to being my best self. So more than anything, I refuse to my family, for my fans, and overly appreciate y'all supporting me and showing up and even holding me accountable to being my best self. So more than anything, I refuse to run away, but not refuse to run, but I refuse to run away, but face everything that comes to me head on, because everything on the other side is greater, but you got to go through in order to get there. So I'm Sha'Carri, y'all. I appreciate y'all, and one love, much love, and y'all be blessed.
Girl, bye. That didn't do it. That didn't do anything for me. Cause I'm still mad that she was sitting there trying to throw him under the darn bus. Okay, that's what got it for me. The pushing and shoving, that was bad. But at the end of the day, what she said and how she responded to it once she got caught by the police was a whole lot worse, in my opinion. I can't roll with that, honey. You sitting up there lying on a black man to the police? Yeah, I'm sorry. It doesn't work for me. Now, Emmanuel, okay, says, I know in my heart, aka Sunset Sunny, it says, I know in my heart I want to like her. It shouldn't be such an unnecessary situation that represents her, but how she's handling it is surprising and disappointing. Yeah, it absolutely is. That's what's so disappointing, is how she handled it. How she handled it, okay? Okay, so now Penn says, you know, Queen, perspective is something. Okay, I see your perspective and I must respectfully disagree. I love you, so no bad blood. Oh, honey, you know I don't mind anybody disagreeing, and y'all don't have to agree with me. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, she acted like a whole damn carrot. Okay, quite frankly, honey, if somebody had lied like that on one of my sons, honey, I'd be the one in jail. Is all I'd say. But let me continue. Now, with that being said, Sha'Carri Richardson addresses domestic violence arrest and apologizes to Christian Coleman. Because what we just heard, that was not an apology. And nor was that her taking accountability. All she was really doing was thanking her fans and saying they held her accountable. But she didn't show any accountability for me in that little spiel. But here's what she said. Sprinter Sha'Carri Richardson addressed her recent domestic violence arrest in a video on social media and issued an apology to her boyfriend, Christian Coleman. Now, Richardson posted a video on her Instagram account Monday, okay, in which she said she put herself in a compromised situation. She issued a written apology to Coleman on Tuesday morning. Now, this is the written apology. Now, this sounds more like it, but I'm still not buying it. So she says, I love him, and to him, I can't apologize enough. The reigning 100-meter world champion wrote in all capital letters on Instagram, adding that her apology should be just as loud as her actions. She said to Christian, I love you and I am so sorry. Now, Richardson was arrested July the 27th on a 4th-degree domestic violence offense for allegedly assaulting Coleman at the Seattle-Tacoma International Airport. She was booked into South Correctional Entity in Des Moines, Washington for more than 18 hours. Honey, 18 long hours. Honey, I know she was sick. Now, they charged her with 4th-degree assault. So in Seattle, 4th-degree assault is considered a gross misdemeanor, and it's punishable by a maximum of 364 days in jail and a $5,000 fine. Now, that's the most. Okay, so she's not even going to get that because she's a first-time offender. She's probably going to get like a little diversion program, maybe some community service or something like that. But she's not going to do any jail time, I'm sure. Okay, so anyway, and he's not going to press any charges. Okay, so that's going to help her even more so. Okay, so because how can you prosecute her? I mean, they can show the footage, but if he's not going to testify against her, it's not going to fly. Okay, so anyway, she was there for 18 hours. Now, her arrest was days before she ran the 100 meters at the U.S. Championship in Eugene, Oregon. In the video, Richardson said she's practicing self-reflection and refuses to run away, but face everything that comes to me head on. Now, according to the police report, an officer at the airport was notified by a Transportation Security Administration supervisor of a disturbance between Richardson and her boyfriend, Coleman, the 2019 World 100-meter champion. Okay. Says that the officer reviewed camera footage and observed Richardson reach out with her left arm and grab Coleman's backpack and yank it away. Richardson then appeared to get in Coleman's way when Coleman was trying to step around her. Coleman was shoved into a wall. Later in the report, it said Richardson appeared to throw an item at him, okay, with the TSA indicating that it may have been headphones. Okay, now the officer said in the report, I was told Coleman did not want to participate any further in the investigation, and he declined to be a victim. So he's not cooperating. Even after she threw him under the bus. See, that's why I can't rock with her. He was more loyal to her than she was to him, and she was the aggressor, not him. Now, Richardson wrote that Coleman came into my life and gave me more than a relationship, but a greater understanding of unconditional love from what I've experienced in my past. She won the 100 at the 2023 World Championships in Budapest and finished with the silver at the Paris Games last summer. She also helped the 400 relay in the Olympic gold. She didn't compete during the Tokyo Olympics in 2021 following a positive Mary Jane test at the U.S. Olympics. Okay, so she really didn't say too much. To Christian, I love you and I'm so sorry. Okay, well, we know one thing. Christian loves her arse, okay, because he had her back after she threw him under the bus. Like I said, I don't think Sha'Carri loves anybody but her damn self. Okay, that's my opinion. Now, let's go. For those of you who don't really know who Christian is, hold on. Let's go to this video right here. Now, I'm going to put an overlay on this. Hold on. Let me share my screen.
But a lot of comments saying was, it's a long.
Now, listen, somebody said in the comments, right? I love that she learned from her past mistakes, took it all and became a stronger person. Track needs her. Young girls need her. We all need role models like her. Baby, she's not a role model anymore. I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
Long time coming. No, the guy that I serve, everything happens when it's supposed to happen.
Is her relationship with American sprinter Christian Coleman included in her statement, everything happens when it's supposed to happen? Well, that's what people think at least. In fact, her presence at the recently concluded Millrose Games fueled more speculations about their supposed relationship. You all know Sha'Carri, given her record-breaking wins last year, it would be impossible if you have not heard of her. Now, Christian Coleman, for his part, is pretty good at his craft too. He is actually right behind Noah Lyles in the race to the top. Anyhow, for those who wanted their memory jogged about Coleman, first you should be reminded that he is an American professional track and field sprinter who competes in the 100 meters and 200 meters. So far in his career, he has achieved quite a long list of accolades. To give you the highlights, Coleman is a 3-time world champion, 1-time Diamond League final winner, 3-time World Championship silver medalist, and 1-time world indoor champion. Like I said, he is great at his craft and is considered to be one of the best sprinters of his generation.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it right there. And here's the thing. I hope he does not go back with her. I hope he cuts her behind off, because she could have destroyed all of that. Okay, because he has a lot going on. Okay, he's doing the damn thing, and she could have ruined his career. Okay, so all these people sitting up here caping for her and sitting up here acting like, oh, making excuses. We don't know what happened beforehand. Nobody cares what happened beforehand, because what didn't happen is he didn't put his hands on her. And that much we know. And how do we know it? Because when she sat there talking like, oh, I can show footage. First of all, girl, if he was beating your behind, how did you have time to record it? Yeah, you didn't. Okay, and she never produced any footage. Okay, so that's how we know she was all capped that day and still didn't come out and apologize for that. Why didn't she apologize to him for lying? Not just putting hands on him, but you lied on that man, honey. That's unforgivable to me. Unforgivable. And if there was a man, if it were him the other way around, we already know he'd have been canceled. He'd have lost all types of endorsements, and anything he had going on, he would have been done for. Okay, so now let's get to this, because this is where they ask him about the situation. Hold on. Did I put a timestamp on here? Yes, 5-minute mark. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the part where he's responding to what he's asked about her from this reporter.
All right, Christian.
To me, I think just keep doubling down on what I've been doing. Like, I mean, that's with everything. Like, you know, good things take time. Greatness, like, takes time. Like, you got to be patient with the process. And, you know, a lot of people, like, you know, when you get in the middle of the valley or in the middle of a dark tunnel, like, you know, stop and go back, or, like, just lay down and they'll quit. And, you know, I'm the type of guy, like, you just got to push through. And so, I mean, as far as doing something different, like, I don't really think I have anything different to do, but just keep doubling down on, you know, the things I've been learning, and just allow my body to continue to feel it so it becomes second nature to me. And then I can just, like, you know, keep turning it up and not add more energy to it. But the techniques I'm learning, like the things we're doing in practice, like, I think I'm right on par. Personally, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it was just a sucky situation all around. Like, I don't feel as if, like, she should have been arrested. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you know, people have discussions and emotions and stuff like that. And she have, like, things that she needs to work on for herself, of course. So do I, so do you, like, everybody. And I'm the type of guy, like, I'm in the business of just, like, extending grace and mercy and love. And I feel as if, like, I don't try to look at obstacles either. Like, I just look at, like, situations like this to just, like, you know, take a step back, analyze yourself mentally, and then just try to see what you could do to be your best self so that you can move forward, so you can just be the type of person and a human that God needs you to be for his kingdom and for his glory. And so that's kind of how I look at the situation. And, like, and I hate the narrative too of just, like, you know what I'm saying, it's so negative. But like I said, it's just like in the state of Seattle, even talking to the cop or whatever, he was just like, it really was nothing I could do. And just like, I understood. But I mean, like I said, it was just a sucky situation. But she's a human being and a great person. And I feel like, you know what I'm saying, like, we've been able to be, like, really good teammates, like, all year. And I hate that narrative too, because you know, us coming together, like, we're just two, like, real dominant personalities. And she's, to me, the best female athlete in the world. Like, I see it every day. And, like, you know, for me in my process, like I just said, like, moving training groups, a whole new environment, a whole new, you know what I'm saying, training setup, different than what I've been in the past, like, you know, 10 years of my, you know, track and field career, and transitioning and then still coming back running 9.8 and feeling like I got so much more to give. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my path, that's my journey, and, like, being so up close and personal with her every day. And, like, I watch this girl, like, fall on the track, like, in February, and walk it off like it was, you know what I'm saying, like a cramp, but get back up and have to take, like, a month and a half of just, like, rehab and trying to come back. And then 3 weeks later, like, have a competition and, like, You know what I'm saying? Like, she just has a lot of things going on, and like a lot of emotions and forces going on inside of her that like not only I can understand, but you know nobody can. Cause she 1-on-1, and I'm 1-on-1 too. And so I know everything is happening in God's plan, because obviously He's 1-on-1, and so that's really the main focus and the thing that I just wanted to say. And I know that like it's been a tough journey for her this year, but she gonna bounce back. And like I said, I see it every day. She's the best female athlete in the world, and she gonna be just fine. She gonna be good. And I'm gonna be good too. So it is what it is.
All right. Well, that was so nice of him to say. That was so nice of him to say about her, honey. He didn't throw her under the bus. He said nothing but kind words about her. And I want y'all to marinate on that for a second, because she darn sure didn't do that for him. She blamed him, even when the police told her that he's not the one who reported it. The TSA agent did. Okay. She still sat up there and lied on that man, tried to get him arrested. Like, if she's going to jail, he needs to go. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's trash behavior. Okay, period. That's trash behavior. Now, I'm going to pray for her that she gets her life together and becomes better, because maybe she suffers from trauma with things that happened when she was growing up. Who knows? But there is really no excuse for her lying on that man. Okay? There really is no excuse for her lying on him, period. Now, right? I'm not making it. What I don't do ever is make excuses for bad behavior. I don't care who it is. Because when you make excuses, that's when you get people like her. Okay, you have to hold people accountable so they can hold themselves accountable, and people need consequences. Okay, just like everybody was going in on Diddy, just like everybody was going in on Jonathan Majors, and Jonathan Majors was running the hell away, but he still got his career messed up, didn't he? And that could have been that young man right there, thanks to Sha'Carri's silly self. Okay, so she missed me with it. That really turned me off. Okay, I'm not down for that. Okay, so now let's go to what Corey Holcomb had to say about her R's, because we know he went in. We know he went in. I haven't listened to it, but I'm sure he went in, honey. Okay, because we already know how he gets down.
You can't be given a pass no longer in the eyes of the people who, because this young man could have messed up his career. But this thing here is something that I see too often, where you try and get the male that's with you in trouble with the authorities, because you know most of the time you have leverage over the male when you say something's wrong. I don't like people who do that in this society. If you are a female who tries to use her gender to get the man you with arrested intentionally, they saw her throwing headphones at the man and everything. But when the police came, she act like it was the other way around. I can't forgive you for that. You can't be given a pass no longer in the eyes of the people who, because this young man could have messed up his career. But what if he'd have got arrested for a domestic?
Over with.
What if it wasn't no camera around and she was acting like that? Then when the police come, she get to playing victim. Can't respect you. That's an unforgivable sin when somebody tries to get you jammed up knowing that they are insane.
Exactly. I'm sorry. Make it all make sense, honey. I cannot condone that. I cannot condone that. Okay. It's so, they probably had spats before, but she takes the cake. Okay. But this takes the cake. However, sounds like to me the relationship may not be over after this incident. That's what it sounds like to me too. That he still is going to fool with her, honey. He doesn't need to, honey. He's crazy if he does, because at the end of the day, I might forgive a lot of things, but you try to snatch my livelihood, ruin my reputation, and possibly get me locked up, honey, it's over. It's a wrap. Nothing else to say. Okay, because just like Corey Holcomb just said, is that if there had not been any cameras around and she's sitting there lying on him, he would have gone to jail. Okay. He would have gone to jail. She would not have admitted that she was the one who did all of that. He would have gone to jail, career ruined, and she'd have been still on her merry little way, honey. Yeah, that was grimy. That was grimy. That's one thing I will never forgive is grimy arts behavior. Okay, miss me with it. That's what I don't do. I don't care who does it. It could be a family member, honey. You do some grimy stuff, you don't even have to do it to me. If I see you do it to somebody else, I can't rock with you, because if you do it to one person, you'll do it to another. And grimy people are never to be trusted, period. Not on my watch.
Man, look, I don't know where to start, but let's talk about it. Christian Coleman, right? Sha'Carri Richardson, their situation. Let me tell y'all something. Okay, Christian, you better run. Okay, you better run away. Bro, fast as you is, run away. Okay? She called you a coward to your face.
Mm-hmm.
She disrespected you. She lied to the people. You know what I'm saying? She kept saying, like, oh, you got these people involved and the police involved. He didn't call them. Sha'Carri, he didn't call them. TSA did. And then, like, you could tell that she was lying because she kept repeating the same thing over and over and over. Bro, the double standard is crazy, bro.
It is
because
crazy.
If it was flipped, right? Bro, Coleman would have lost everything. Coleman would have lost everything by now. But the fact that she came out with an apology video and this, that, and the third, everything's forgiven, everything's forgotten. Come on, dude. Then, like, she's saying that he's a liar. And then, this is what really blew my mind. If you watch the video, this is what really blew my mind. She said, I have proof of him assaulting me. But then says, I didn't put my hands on him. He didn't put his hands on me. She's a dangerous woman. She's dangerous. She's dangerous on the track, and she's dangerous off the track. She is a dangerous woman. And then the fact that she said, I'm going to jail. You're arresting me, and he's the man.
Mm-hmm.
Put my goddamn, put my seatbelt on.
Okay, no lies detected. That's exactly what she said. Okay, that's exactly what she said. I'm going to jail. You're arresting me, and he's the man. Yeah, but you're the one who started the whole thing. Okay, make it all make sense.
Here I was trying to show my acknowledgement that this young lady came forward and was taking accountability for her actions. And then the body cam came out.
Like, hey, relationship thing, have no problem, and walking up to you guys.
It's not
I'm
illegal
not
to
hiding.
argue.
Right.
Right.
Mhm.
Was there any type of physical assault?
No, I didn't touch him. He didn't touch me. I will be honest.
Hit him with anything?
No, I haven't hit him with
Headphones,
anything.
nothing like that?
Not at all.
Girl, why you lie? You put hands on that man. You said you didn't touch him. You know daggone well that in a public area such as the airport, there's going to be plenty of cameras around. So we were going to find out regardless. So was law enforcement. So there was no need to lie. They already knew what it was before they even got there. Why you think they was there, sis? You know what? Now I'm demanding a public apology, a real one, a sincere one where you actually say, I was wrong for putting my hands on that man. I apologize, and this will never happen again. Something along those lines. Like I said before, had this been a male who put his hands on a female, it would have been an issue. That apology would not have been accepted. So, sis, you got to come back and you got to come harder because it's not right. It's not right. If we hold men accountable and they don't get let off easy, then you're not getting off easy either because it's just not fair. Y'all ladies want to be equal? Here you go. Be equal. Accept your L and recover from it properly by taking accountability for your actions. It takes a man years before he could recover from something like this. So the fact that you just skating by and everybody's like, oh, you know, she apologized. It's not fair. And I'm one of them. I'm guilty of being one of them. However, I changed my mind.
Okay, I was never one of them, honey. I was never one of them because I don't roll with that. Okay, so with that all being said, Napin says dangerous is a stretch and Diddy is about to be freed. Well, Diddy may be about to be freed, but the bottom line is what I'm talking about is everybody, he can be freed, but people are still going to always look at him a certain type of way because of that Cassie video. Okay, that Cassie video was used to try to get him a life sentence. And his reputation is in the trash right now. Whether he's freed or not, his reputation is done. With that all being said, dangerous is not a stretch because she is dangerous. And I don't mean dangerous. When people are saying she's dangerous, I don't think anybody's talking about she's dangerous because she could like beat him or really hurt him physically. We're saying she's dangerous because she's a liar. The fact that she sat there and lied on that man to the police who don't look like him, you don't think that's dangerous? Do you know how many black men have lost their lives from encounters with the police? Innocent black men. Yeah, she is dangerous. She absolutely is. I think everybody knows that. She is absolutely dangerous. I'm not saying physically dangerous like she could beat him up, but she's dangerous because she's a liar who lies and who put the blame and the narrative on him. And if there was no video proof, he would be in big trouble right now. He'd have gotten arrested, not her, because she would have, if she said the same things that she said, and we know that she would have, we know that she would have said the same thing. And if there was no proof that she was the aggressor, he would have been the one locked up. His career endorsements, anything that he's accomplished through his career would be done. And the way that we know that is because, like I said, look at Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors was on video running from this woman, running from her, but still his career is over. Okay, contracts canceled. That's why she's dangerous. And also, they may not have been so nice when they arrested him, as we've seen how sometimes the police that don't look like us behave when they arrest people who look like us, specifically men. So yeah, she is dangerous. That's just a fact. That is just a fact, honey. Let's not make excuses to that degree. Now, if people want to forgive her, that's one thing, but nobody can make no excuse for what she did. That's what they can't do, because she did what she did. Now, with that all being said, I'm going to this because this was one of the things that made me really adore and root for Sha'Carri when she snatched her wig off during that race. Y'all remember this? Y'all remember this? Let me add a little music because I don't want no copyright issues or what have you. This was like one of my favorite races that Sha'Carri was in. And at the end of the day, you know, I don't know if I can root for her anymore right now. Maybe she can come back from this later on, but right now I'm not rooting for her, period.
When world championship silver medalist Sharika Jackson of Jamaica won the Jamaican trials in Kingston with 10.65. Good. Oh, wow. Well, look out. She means business.
A quick change at the end on her inside in lane 3 is the 20-year-old Tamari Davis, who ran
that Sha'Carri Richardson just did. I just feel like she's coming out here to make a statement and to tell everybody.
Look at that wig. Unbelievable. She's wigging out. She's wigging out. Oh my God.
We're about to find out.
Women's 100 front was not a good start for Sha'Carri Richardson. But Tamari Davis on her inside is making it work for her. Now here comes Sha'Carri Richardson. Richardson is the national champion. 1084. The world championships are waiting for Sha'Carri.
Okay, so with that all been said, just a darn shame. Okay, just a darn shame. And here's the thing. Let me tell y'all something else too, how you know people are just so fake. Because at the end of the day, or have selective outrage, and y'all know I talk to you about selective outrage all the time. Because if Sha'Carri was a white woman who did that to him and sat up there and put hands on him and lied on him, you think they'd be forgiving a white woman? People who look like me? No, they wouldn't. They'd be talking all the trash, okay, and calling for blood, okay? They don't want to give her any accountability. The people that don't, it's because she's Black and because of who she is. That's selective outrage. And you know that's what it is, because like I said, if the shoe was on the other foot, these women who are making excuses for her would not, I repeat, would not be making any excuses for Christian. That's what they wouldn't be doing. Okay, so selective outrage, biased. That's all that is, period. I just call a spade a spade. That's how that goes. Now, this is the Breakfast Club sharing their thoughts on the whole debacle.
The fact that she acknowledged her behavior, but I just want the record to show it is a double standard. Because if a man did something like that in the airport and then turned around and just did a little video like that, y'all would be dragging him to hell right now. You wouldn't be on this radio sounding so understanding.
You would have lost everything
about the situation.
Yes.
Oh, please, gone.
We don't know what she might have lost behind the scenes. We have no idea. There was a video that came out. You saw it on video. We don't know.
If Lauren don't know, then somebody lying. Okay,
you got to point that
out. Every sponsorship would have jumped out the window and said we are no longer working with them.
But can we acknowledge that there is a double standard?
Yeah, there is a double standard, because I will say, when I saw the headline last weekend, for those of you guys who don't know what happened, just really quickly.
And it was a video.
Yes. So Sha'Carri and her boyfriend Christian Coleman, who's a sprinter, they were in an airport, and the authorities in the airport were called because they said, there's a disturbance between these two people. In the video that was released after the story came out, you see Sha'Carri, he's trying to like get around her and almost like walk away from her, but she's like, she shoved him into a wall, then like she throws something. They said that it was headphones that she threw. So of course a police report was taken, and she was arrested and all the things. But yeah, I thought we were going to hear, sponsorship conversations and all that stuff as well. And then the next thing I saw was this video.
Well,
I do
God
acknowledge
bless
the
him.
double standard.
There's definitely
but
a double standard because y'all. I'm telling you, so guy would have did that. It'd have been World War III on social media, and then if they'd have put out an apology like that, y'all wouldn't even be accepted.
Exactly. They'd have been talking all kinds of trash when the guy came out and did the apology, saying it was fake or he's just trying to save his brand and all this, that, and the third. That's what people would have been doing. And we all know that. And she didn't lose any darn thing because just like they said, the sponsors, if they were going to dump her, they would have already come out and announced it. It's been over a week at this point. They would have already come out and said, given some kind of statement. Because if it was a male, they quickly let you know they don't want to deal with this type of person anymore. Okay, this person's canceled. We're taking back our endorsements or whatever. So anyway, it's a sad thing. It's really sad. Okay, wait a minute, honey. I know Travis Hunter is getting divorced and she's requesting $40 million and another one. They're talking about divorce already. That's just ridiculous. Okay, I hope, and I don't think he even signed a prenup, even though people advised him to do so, honey. So sad. Oh well, sometimes people don't listen. Sometimes people don't listen, beloved. Claudine said she couldn't even fake it for half a year. Okay. I mean, like I said, I feel bad for her because she's ruined her reputation with some people, but she's still going to have a lucrative career from the looks of it. But the bottom line is, I just don't like how she sat up there and lied on him. That was dirty as hell to me. Okay. And we complain about white women. I want y'all to pay attention. We complain about white women lying on black men all the time. Funny that because Sha'Carri's black, we're not supposed to hold her accountable. We're not supposed to complain about that. There is no excuse for what she did. There is none. Okay? There is no excuse for what she did. And like I said, the worst thing for me was not her pushing him. Okay? Because he wasn't hurt physically. He was not hurt, even though she had no business putting hands on it. Okay, I could have just gotten over that, but the lies of it all. All right, the lies of it all, sitting there, all right, just doing the most. That's right, just anticipate said a hard head makes a soft arse, okay? Claudine said, I'm talking about Travis Hunter's wife couldn't fake it. Already filing for divorce. I mean, she's the one that filed for divorce. I thought he did, honey. What? She probably, what? If that's true, honey, I'm gonna have to look into it. If that's all true, I have to look into it. And I'll talk about that later on this evening when I go live again at about 6 o'clock or 6:30. But the bottom line is so many people warned Travis and he just didn't listen, just a fool in love. Okay, sadly. But now, if she's filing for divorce already, that just makes me really feel like that's all she was after was his money. And the fact that he didn't get her to sign a prenup, and the things that she said about him when their relationship first came to the forefront, and she talked about he wasn't her type and all that stuff. She may not be attracted to that man. She probably was only attracted to his coins, honey. It's all so nefarious. But again, you're absolutely right. Just anticipate a hard hand does make a soft behind. Okay. DJ Big Six said she probably snatched his soul. Okay. Queen Sam said a fool in this money will soon part. You got that right. Some of these athletes just free money. Yeah, but like I said, honey, when people don't listen, they have to learn the hard way. They have to learn the hard way. But she's not getting no $40 million. I would think there's no way she's getting that kind of money. They haven't been married that long. Okay. They haven't been married that long. You see, the more money you get depends on the length of the marriage, because then you could say you've become accustomed to a certain lifestyle. They only been married, honey, only what, about 8 or 9 months, if that? Yeah, she's not getting that 40 million, honey. At least I hope she isn't. Okay, so RG Titan said a lot of folks told Travis Hunter that his significant other was for the streets, but Travis didn't want to listen. Sadly, he didn't, honey. He's gonna pay for it now. Okay, 40 million is more than enough to compensate a few thorough broads from Flatbush. What? Fusion says she's going to take half. I don't think she's going to get half. They haven't been married long enough, honey. I don't see that in her future. Okay. Above all that, drama says she's only going to get $22.95. $22.95. Yeah, okay. Anyway, with that all been said, I'm out of here. Listen, I want to thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you tune back in later because we got to talk about Gladys Knight. We got to talk about that story later on, honey. What's going on with Gladys Knight, a whole legend. This is all a sad story. And then I'm going to look into this Travis Hunter thing. And I'm quite sure Trump has done some low down stuff that I need to talk about. So anyway, y'all tune back in, okay? Yeah. Right. That's what I was thinking. Miss Asha said he needs to seek an annulment. Exactly. Hold on. Let me look and see how long they've been married, honey. Hold on. First of all, let me see if they get a divorce. If she really asked for a divorce, because y'all know sometimes they be lying online. The first thing that popped up said Travis Hunter divorce. Hold on, let me see here. Here it is, right here. This is from 1 week ago. Hold on, let me see here. This is all nefarious. These young people just don't listen. Okay, honey, when I was young, I always listened to older people. Okay, so it says, this was posted on August the 4th. Superstar Travis Hunter has officially announced that he has filed for divorce from his newlywed wife, Liana Linnea, after discovering her betrayal and revealing evidence that she had been intimate with an unknown man at a bar just hours after the two had a heated argument over their prenuptial agreement. Say what now? I don't know if this is true or not, honey. This is somebody posted. Hold on, let me see. Let me ask Chat GPT, honey, because y'all know people be on her line like I told y'all. Chat GPT be having all the receipts. Pay attention. Hold on, let's get to the bottom of it so I know if I'm going to report on this later. In the meantime, between time, everybody hit that like button. Thank you in advance. Did Travis Hunter file for a divorce? It says that there's no credible evidence. It says, in short, it looks like a mix of rumors and unverified speculation and headline chasing with no official confirmation, unless Travis Hunter, his wife, Liana Linnea, or their attorney releases an official statement or legal paperwork is filed and reported by a credible outlet. This remains unconfirmed to hearsay. Okay, that's what it says. It says it's hearsay. Okay, it says it's hearsay. All right. Easy said, got to verify stuff in these social media streets. Exactly, honey. Otherwise, I'd be sitting up here looking like fake Nancy Drew telling all these lies, honey. And the queen can't be caught telling lies. That's what I can't be doing. I got to verify and prove. Okay, I got to have proof, child. I can't just be doing it. I know y'all like juicy and salacious stories. I do too every now and then. But I don't want to hear lies. All right? I don't want to hear lies just for clicks and views. Thank you very much. Adrian said she really wasn't attracted to him. She would have asked to put a big black baby to put a big black baby in her for that guaranteed money. Isn't that what she's saying? Didn't she say something like that? Ooh, honey. Claudine said she did a video crying saying she can't take it anymore. She's setting the tone. It's coming. And it probably is coming. And when it gets here, we'll report on it then. But until then, beloveds, it's all hearsay. All right, and y'all know that's not admissible in the Queen's Court. And not just regular court, but not in the Queen's Court. That's not admissible. Okay, so anyway, thanks for that tidbit, but I have to verify. So with that all been said, listen, I love you all to life. I hope you all enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. Joy says, sounds like a hot mess. Queen Sam said, my bad, read several articles. I read several articles. What kind of articles did you read, beloved? Because that's what you got to ask yourself. Was it like the New York Post? Was it like the Washington Post? Was it like Rolling Stone? Was it like People? Was it Variety? Those are credible sources. When you see these little sideline articles, those are just regular people like us writing articles sometimes. That's where you got to be careful. Okay, sometimes that's just people on social media telling lies. But anyway, I digress. DJ Big Six said objection in the Queen's Court. Hold on. OG Tree said, child. Now there's talk about Shannon Sharp having a love child that he don't claim. Yeah, I did see somebody posted about that. Okay, DJ Big Six says, was it TMZ? I didn't see TMZ saying anything about it. You know Harvey Levin gets the scoop first. Okay. Hold on. D Major Scallon said, Queen, you should have your own court show. The Black Judge Judy. Honey, I wouldn't be Judge Judy. Honey, I would be the female Judge Mathis. Okay? I know a crackhead. I know a dope fiend when I see one. Okay? My sons always tell me that I remind them of Judge Mathis. That's what they always say. They say, Mom, you and Judge Mathis, y'all are just alike. Y'all always, both of y'all are very intellectual and smart and educated, but both of y'all always talk about, I'm from the streets. You can't get nothing past me. Because that's what I always be telling them. Okay, please pay attention. All right, please pay attention, honey. Okay, so anyway, with that all being said, I love you all to life. I hope you all, you know what, I might start doing something like that. That is a good idea. Let me think about it. Okay, so anyway, I love you all to life. I hope you all enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives.
With that gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. That's See right. A bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece. This time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They